I didn't start using rideshare apps because I liked them. I started because the subway stopped feeling safe after midnight. Trains would stall between stations. Platforms would empty out too quickly. And every late-night ride felt like a gamble, either with strangers or with your own nerves. So Uber felt controlled, tracked, logged, reviewed. At least, that's what I thought. The first ride happened on a Tuesday night in early spring. Cold enough that my breath still showed, but warm enough that the city smelled like wet pavement and trash bags. I ordered the ride outside a nearly empty bar. Pickup time, 2 minutes. Car, black sedan. Driver, M. Rating, 4.98. No profile photo. That wasn't unusual. The car pulled up silently. No music, no greeting. Just the door unlocking. I slid into the back seat and said, "Hey." Nothing. I checked my phone to make sure I'd gotten into the right car. The app showed the ride had started. The driver pulled off. The city blurred past the windows. Streetlights flickered. The low hum of the tires filled the silence. I tried again. Busy night? No response. Not even a glance in the mirror. That's when I noticed something odd. The route on my phone wasn't updating. The blue line was frozen even though we were clearly moving. I refreshed the app. Nothing changed. The driver took a turn I didn't recognize. Then another. We weren't heading toward my neighborhood anymore. I leaned forward slightly. "Hey, I think you missed." The driver's hand tightened on the steering wheel. He still didn't look at me. The car slowed. Streetlights disappeared. We passed into a stretch of road that felt unfinished. Fewer buildings, no storefronts, no pedestrians, just concrete and shadow. My phone buzzed. A notification from the app. "Your driver has gone offline." I stared at the screen. That shouldn't be possible mid-ride. I tried to cancel. The button was gone. My heart started to race. "Hey," I said louder now. "You need to let me out." The car stopped. Not at a curb, not at an intersection. Just stopped. The driver finally spoke. His voice was quiet, calm. "You asked for a quiet ride." I didn't answer. I was suddenly aware of how dark it was outside, how empty, how the doors hadn't unlocked. He turned his head slightly, not enough for me to see his face in full, just enough for me to notice something wrong. His reflection in the rearview mirror didn't match his movement. It lagged, by a second, maybe less. Then the app chimed again. A message appeared on my screen, not from the driver, from Uber. "We hope you enjoyed your ride." The car doors unlocked. I didn't wait. I got out and ran. I didn't look back. I didn't check the app again until I was home. The ride history was gone. No record, no driver, no trip. But when I woke up the next morning, my phone showed a single saved address under recent locations, an address I'd never visited and wouldn't have found on a map. After the first ride, I told myself it was a glitch. Apps fail, GPS bugs out, drivers make wrong turns. Fear fills in the gaps when you're tired and alone. That explanation worked for about 2 weeks. Then I ordered another ride. Different night, different location, different driver. Same result. This time it was later, past midnight. The streets were quieter, the kind of quiet that makes every footstep echo. Pickup time, 3 minutes. Car, gray SUV driver, Daniel. Rating 5.00. He had a profile photo. That actually made me feel better. The car pulled up right on time. Interior lights on, soft music playing low. The driver smiled when I got in. "Long night?" he asked. I nodded, relieved to hear a normal human voice. We pulled away, merging back into traffic. The app updated correctly. The blue line moved. Everything felt fine for the first 10 minutes. Then I noticed the time. It wasn't changing. The clock on my phone stayed frozen at 1:17 a.m. At first, I thought my screen had locked up. I tapped it, swiped down, opened another app. Everything worked, except the time. The driver glanced at me in the mirror. "You okay back there?" "Yeah," I said. "Just, do you know how long this ride is supposed to be?" He smiled. "Not long." That answer didn't sit right. The app said 12 minutes remaining. 5 minutes later, it still said 12 minutes remaining. The streets outside started to repeat. Same bodega, same bus stop, same flickering streetlight. Over and over. I leaned forward. "Hey, I think we're going in circles." The driver laughed softly. "That's normal around here." "No, it's not." He didn't respond. The music stopped. The car slowed slightly, then kept going at a steady pace. I checked the app again. The destination address was gone, not deleted. Blank. Just an empty field where my apartment should have been. "Can you pull over?" I asked. "Not yet," he said. My throat tightened. "Why not?" He didn't answer. Instead, the app vibrated. A message appeared. "You're still riding." That was it. No sender. No explanation. Just those 3 words. I tried the door. Locked. I tried to call someone. No signal. Outside, the city had changed. Buildings leaned closer together. Streetlights were fewer, farther apart. The sidewalks were empty, but not abandoned. I saw movement. People standing just out of the light. Watching the car pass. Not waving, not reacting. Just present. I whispered, "Who are they?" The driver's smile widened in the mirror. "They're waiting," he said. "For what?" "For their turn." The car finally slowed. We stopped in the middle of an intersection. No crosswalk, no signs, no traffic. The driver turned fully toward me this time. His face looked normal. Too normal. Like it had been practiced. "You can get out," he said, "but you won't arrive." "What does that mean?" "It means the ride ends when you stop moving." The app buzzed again. "Do not exit the vehicle." My heart hammered. "I want to go home," I said. The driver nodded. "So do they." He gestured forward. In the windshield reflection, I saw the passenger seat beside him. Someone was sitting there. I hadn't noticed before. They were facing forward, perfectly still. Their face was hidden in shadow. I screamed. The car doors unlocked. I shoved them open and fell onto the pavement. The SUV drove away without accelerating. Just slid forward into darkness. The city snapped back to normal around me. Traffic noise, distant voices, a siren somewhere far away. I was sitting in the middle of a real intersection. Cars honked, someone shouted. I stood up, shaking, and ran. When I got home, I checked the app. The ride was still active. Timer running, distance counting down, 12 minutes remaining. It finally ended at 1:17 a.m. I deleted the app that night. I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong, because the third ride wasn't mine. I stopped using rideshare apps completely, deleted them, removed permissions, cleared my location history. I took the subway again, walked when I could, stayed out late only if I wasn't alone. For a while it worked. The city went back to feeling normal, crowded, loud, indifferent, the kind of place where nothing notices you unless you make a mistake. I almost convinced myself the rides were stress, exhaustion, coincidence stacked too neatly. Almost. The third ride happened without an app. It was raining that night, not hard, just enough to soak the sidewalk and turn the streetlights into long, smeared reflections. I'd missed the last train home and decided to walk the rest of the way. That was my mistake. I was halfway down a quiet avenue when a car slowed beside me. Black sedan. No logo, no lights inside. It rolled to a stop. The passenger window lowered. A man sat behind the wheel. I recognized him immediately. Not his face, his voice. "Long night?" he asked. My stomach dropped. It was the first driver, the one with no profile photo, the one who never existed in the app. "I didn't order a ride," I said, backing away. He smiled faintly. "You don't have to anymore." The rear door unlocked. I ran. Footsteps splashed behind me, but the car didn't chase. It just followed at walking speed, matching me, patient. "You're already on the route," the driver called out. "You just haven't accepted it yet." I turned down an alley, breath burning my chest. Dead end. Brick wall. Trash bags piled high. The car stopped at the alley entrance. The engine shut off. Silence rushed in. The driver stepped out. Up close, something was wrong with him. His movements were smooth but delayed, like his body and intent weren't synced properly. "Why me?" I demanded, shaking. He tilted his head. "You keep finishing the ride." "I don't." "You get out," he corrected. "But you never arrive." He gestured past me. The wall behind the trash bags wasn't solid anymore. It looked like glass, dark, reflective. I could see movement inside it. Cars, seats, passengers sitting still, waiting. "You noticed us," he said gently. "That's usually enough." "I don't want this," I whispered. "No one does." He opened the rear door. Inside, the seat was empty, clean, warm. I shook my head. The driver's smile faded for the first time. "That's okay," he said. "Someone else will sit there eventually." I ran past him, out of the alley, onto the street. I didn't stop until I reached my building. I slammed the door behind me, locked it, collapsed against it, shaking. For a long time, nothing happened. Then my phone buzzed. No app, no notification, just text. Unknown. "You left something behind." I stared at the screen. Another message appeared. "You're in the driver's seat now." That's when I heard it. An engine, idling, outside my window. I don't look anymore. I don't take late rides. I don't walk alone at night. But sometimes when it's quiet, my phone lights up on its own. No message, just a map, a route, already in progress. And the time never changes. 1:17 a.m. So if a car ever pulls up beside you late at night, if it already knows where you're going, check the passenger seat. If it's empty, keep walking. Because once someone finishes your ride, it becomes theirs. And tell me, have you ever noticed how many cars slow down when you're alone?